Sick, what's up guys? So for this week's video, the plan was to do a technique video, and I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna post the technique. But funny enough, during the week I stumbled upon an old video of me sparring with one of my best friends, Alec, who he's living in Singapore now, in Hong Kong now, and this guy's one of my really good friends. So we have a group of friends that, you know, we've been hanging out since high school, since we were quite young. Some of them actually have been hanging out since they were like 7 or 8 years old, or even younger. So in that group, a couple of my friends do jiu-jitsu, and all of them who do Brazilian jiu-jitsu have gotten into it because of me. So when I got into it, I tried to get all my friends into it, and eventually most of them started training. One of them, Alec, who is in the video I'm about to show you guys, right now, is a brown belt. He was one of my main training partners when I was in the Philippines. And another one is a purple belt, Mike, who is currently living in the UK right now. So and another one is a purple belt, also living in Japan. So as you can tell, a lot of us, we're all kind of spread out. Some of us still live in the Philippines, but a lot of us are kind of spread out. But yeah, I stumbled upon this video from, I think, maybe 4 years ago. Yeah, I think this video was from 2016, one of my last trips to the Philippines. I think I was living in Singapore at the time, and this was when I would visit the Philippines, and I'd train with some of my old teammates. And yeah, this is a sparring video. I think it's like a 5-minute round or something of me and Alec going at it. So I'll just do a little bit of a commentary on our sparring. Forgive the quality. This was shot on an old GoPro. In fact, I still have the GoPro that I shot it on, which is this GoPro Hero Session. Old school camera. I mean, crazy how far technology has gone in the last couple of years. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I start sitting because there's not a lot of space, you can tell. So takedowns are kind of it's hard to work takedowns in this space. I pull into a single X and I look for that underhook, and Alec right away grabs my pant, which is a really good way to like keep me from getting up. So what I did was, because I couldn't get up on that side, I brought him back and I took an underhook on the other leg and tried to get up that way. Not the cleanest sweep. Al ends up on his knees here and he starts trying to grab my pant. I attack the neck to keep him from grabbing my pant. As you can tell, he pulls away a little bit. As he pulls away, I pull into a butterfly sweep. But we're a little bit out there, so we reset. I like to do that a lot if the guys... If I feel like the guy's attacking the leg, I like to attack the neck and makes them defend the neck. This time Al pulls into half guard here. Al has a really strong half guard, actually. Very like Lucas Leach style game. I backstep, try to pass the other side. I managed to free my leg. This was when Al was lifting a lot, so he was strong. And he's like, also, he was like physically, he was definitely at one of his kind of peaks. Now he doesn't lift too much nowadays. Now he just lifts his French bulldog. But I work to take the back. He's defending really hard. Al has one of the best, in my opinion, out of all the training partners I've had. He has one of the best like back defenses. It's hard to finish this guy. Even if you get to the back, it's hard to finish the guy. He's just so good at hand fighting. So we spent some time here. I'm just trying to make sure that my hooks stay intact and he's not able to walk his hips over. I'm looking for that neck, I use my right hand to control his wrist so that I can work a little bit more with my left hand. Alex rolling, I try to follow. As you can tell there, I brought him to the right side right away, because if I stayed on the left side, Al would walk his hips over my left leg and then he'd be able to get out. So still, we're working here. I'm working. Like I said, great back defense. Great hand fighting by Al here. I'm trying to establish that left hook again, but it doesn't matter too much for me because, you know, I've already scored the points in my head. I just want to keep him there. So now I transition to a figure 4. I thought about looking for the arm lock for a little bit. Tried to go back to the neck, kind of like mixing the attacks up so it's harder for Al. But like I said, Al, his defense is super good. I love the armbar from here. It's one of my favorite attacks. I like to mix it up between the armbar and looking for the choke. So now I'm trying to use my legs to kind of isolate the arm, get the leg, get that other arm out of the way. I eventually switch back to an armbar again. And once I get here, I feel super confident. This is one of the positions where once I get here, I feel like I can finish anybody if I can get here. Al, again, strong as shit, but I managed to break the grip and take the arm lock. Again, I start on bottom. Al gets into this really strong position here, almost like he's looking for like a over-under. But the mistake that he does here is his right leg, he doesn't manage to pin it on the ground, and he reaches for my head. And that quick moment, I shot for a triangle. So if you're going to reach for the collar like that in the head, you need to pin the leg on the same side to the ground. And I eventually get the finish. Okay, this time I opt to stand up. Realize, all right, we'll work a little bit more takedowns. Al goes for a guard pull. He has a really nice, as you can see, that was a super nice back take sequence there. Like I said, Al's half guard is really, it's pretty slick. So now I start defending. Al actually he knew that back step was coming because I'd done it twice, so he adjusted. Now I look for the foot lock. I lose it because he managed to slip, like pull that leg out, and he comes on top here. Now I'm pushing the head to the ground, trying to create some space here. Al eventually passes to the other side, but he commits too much, so I'm able to roll him over. But again, he's in that really good position. My ass is sort of hanging out here now because of all the pant grip. So I got to fix it really quick. He's in a very good single X kind of footlock position here. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to start attacking that foot. Yes, he starts attacking that foot. That's actually quite deep, I think. And I'm just trying to... So the one thing that I was trying to do was I was trying to get my hips on the other side so that I can kick the foot through, which I managed to do. Yeah, that was the round. One of my favorite training partners. I miss training with this guy. Every time I went home to the Philippines, he was one of the guys that I was like, okay, if I can only train with Alec the rest of the trip, it's fine. Yeah, nowadays he doesn't train as much, so with the whole COVID and everything, and after moving to Hong Kong, his routine's kind of changed. He works a very high stress, high paced job. So, but yeah, hopefully he gets back into training. One of my dreams was always to be able to like maybe open a gym with my bros one day. Like I still fantasize about that all the time. If one day I could have a gym with like Al and have Mike there as well, have Sat there as well. I mean, just to live in the same country would be pretty sick. But yeah, that's how life is. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that round. I will be posting a technique video after this, so stay tuned. Os.
Shut up.
Alright guys, so today I'm going to show counter to the Kiss of the Dragon, or reverse the Lehiva when the guy inverts to take their back with a back take. So Victor will go ahead. First off, let's just observe what the reverse the Lehiva is and the Kiss of the Dragon is. So he's here. What he's going to try to do here is he's going to try and lift, make space, invert, and then potentially get here, boom, and take the back. So again, Kiss of the Dragon, basically what he's trying to do is to get underneath me, boom, to be able to take my back. Okay, so I'm gonna counter with a back take of my own. But this requires me to be quite quick, and I need to be quite quick, and I need to react quick. So I like to start quite low, okay? Now as I feel he starts to invert, I want to get on the inside of his leg. So he starts to invert, I want to get on the inside here. This is key. So you see how my elbow goes behind his knee and I'm cupping his thigh. So again, as early on, I have to catch that. If I don't catch that, I'm not gonna get in the back. So he goes, I wanna get here, boom. Now my right hand is gonna go and grab the belt, as far as the belt, because I wanna keep Victor upside down and like on his shoulders. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fall on my right, boom, 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 just like this. Now let's turn a bit so they can see what's happening with the legs. So now we're here. The most important thing when I get here is that my knee goes in front of his hip. So from here, I'm gonna have to go up like this. Now we're in the berimbolo position. Okay, from here, I'm just gonna pinch my legs together, kick down towards the floor, boom, and then take the back myself. So again, he's gonna spin out, try to spin under. I'm gonna drop my knee here. If I know he really wants to spin under, I can drop my knee and be quite far. He's gonna go, I'm gonna catch the inside, boom. As soon as I do this, I'm gonna reach as far as I can, start to bring my hip towards the ground, and my knee's gonna go in front of the hip. Boom, just like this. Now from here, pinching, I kick down to the floor, boom, and take the back. One more time. So from this angle here, so Victor's gonna go ahead and spin inside. I wanna get on the inside. I'm gonna grab, notice what happens here on the right side of my hip. It's gonna fall to the ground, boom, and I'm gonna get my knee right away in front of Victor's hip. I'm gonna be pinching here, just like your basic berimbolo. My left hand here is gonna be behind here. And why I wanna keep my elbow inside is so that I don't allow him to kick my hips. If he kicks my hips away, he can move away and then defend it. So what I like to do, keeping my elbow framed the back of the knee, make it so it's hard for him to kick my hips. Boom. Kick to the floor. Start to take the back. One more time. Let's move back a little bit so we get the whole picture. So we're here, he starts to spin inside. I want to get on the inside, grab the belt. I'm going to pull everything towards me as I roll and drop my hips to the right side. Now my knee goes in front of his hip. Super important here. My right knee is in front of Victor's hip, locking his hip. Okay? I'm going to be pinching. Now from here, all I have to do is kick down to the floor, boom, so that he shows me his back. Change my hooks from here. Change my hooks. Get the seat belt. Take it back. One more time. And we'll do it one or two more times in real time. So here goes. One more. Thank you guys, that's it. So one thing to keep in mind before trying this is try to get your berimbolos on lock. Try to get the basics of the berimbolo. Once you get the basics of the berimbolo, this is very easy. It's just like another situation where you can utilize the berimbolo. Awesome.